Okay, here's the premise. Let's say someone told you that you had to use one prime lens and one prime lens only. What lens would you choose? What focal length? Does that lens have to be fast? Well, I did that. For 2 weeks, I tried to use one focal length and one focal length only. And here's how that went. This trip didn't start as a photo trip. It wasn't supposed to be to go get great photos. I didn't set out and pay to travel with this lens because I wanted to do a lens video and do photos. This wasn't a photo mission. This was a family trip. In fact, ever since we started doing this when I was a really little kid, I don't know that I've missed this trip. I think there's been a few here and there, maybe with college, and then maybe last year, but I think we went last year, even though my wife was really pregnant. So, this one was also very special because it was the first time my son was going. And so being a dad, I wanted to, of course, bring my camera. I wanted to, of course, take lots of pictures and make memories. And this was just a really fun way that I came up with to try to focus myself, limit myself, and then also bolster my creativity while just enjoying a very relaxing family vacation and just being in the woods, locked away, having a great time. Right away with this challenge, the first things that I immediately noticed was the difficulty of the lens selection. 24 millimeters is a great focal length for landscape photography. I love it. It's amazing. It's great for taking pictures of people. I actually really like it as kind of a people first lens because it kind of gets more of that background and tells a better story, in my opinion, typically of people. But lately, I have really been digging going out and shooting, longer shots with a tighter lens to try to kind of snipe moments in nature. And this lens, I couldn't do that, which was simultaneously both really freeing and kind of frustrating at times because it was I can see there was one specific moment. My dad and I were out riding. We were having a great time. We went to this really awesome kind of peak, saddle, and I turned around and the mountain range just looked incredible. The clouds looked incredible. I should have taken out my camera and taken a picture, but there was just this shot that I could see, and it was like, man, if I had a 200 millimeter lens right now, this would be the perfect shot. So this challenge was really tough because I really wanted to just shoot 24, and that was it. Also keep in mind this was for photos and videos. I wanted to make kind of a cool video with all the footage that I got, and I wanted to take some sweet pictures. So again, like I was saying, this was kind of a tough one at the beginning. I was kind of struggling with it, and I wasn't sure I was going to stick with it. And the fact of the matter is I did cave here and there. Now, we were gone for 2 weeks up at the cabin. So there was one day where I said, you know what, I really want to compare this lens to the 20-60 kit lens. And so I shot a bunch of photos and video with that. And that was really good. Again, I had more flexibility. I could zoom in more, but I actually did like the 24 more and immediately put it back on after I got done with it that day. So I did break for one day to do that. So I didn't fully make the challenge. And then I did put on a 50 mil lens, which we'll probably eventually talk about on this channel, for like 2 shots. And I was like, no, you already did that with the 20-60, put it away. Focus on the 24 millimeter. Right away, one thing that immediately stuck out to me was that using a prime lens for a challenge like this is incredibly freeing in that you have no option. You have one focal length, and if you're too far away from something, you gotta get closer. If you're too close to something, you gotta back up. You can't zoom in or zoom out. And it was kind of interesting because, again, in one way, this was freeing because it's like, okay, as a dad on the family vacation, You know, if I can't get a shot, I can't get a shot. That's okay. You know, I've got a lens. Like, if I want to take it, I can take it. I'm going to get it. Maybe I need to move a little closer. Maybe I need to move a little further. Maybe I can't do any of that. And the shot just isn't going to happen, right? And that was like the up on the saddle snowmobiling, that one shot. I was like, oh, I can see the one I want and I'm not going to get it. But then I kind of started to think about it. I was like, you know what? It's okay. You know, you're not going to get everything. And it kind of just made me think that, like, I think I like the flexibility of shooting with a prime more than I like the flexibility of shooting with a zoom, because it kind of forces you to be more creative. It forces you to kind of accept defeat in sort of a humbling way and just going, you know what? I'm just going to take in this moment with my eyes. I don't need a picture of it. So was I super successful? Yes and no. For the most part, I shot 2 weeks straight with this lens, and I gotta say, the takeaway is that I'm gonna be doing this way more often. It's just incredibly freeing creatively, and now as a dad who has to take care of a kid and be a part of a family and not just worry about my own responsibilities, it's so freeing to just know that I've got a camera with one weather sealed lens and I can just run around, get whatever photos I need, get whatever pictures I need, and if I can't get them, I can't get them, and that's okay. And I just loved this experience. I loved this challenge, and I think that I got some great photos that I'm really excited with. There were some ones that I missed, and that's okay. And all in all, just as kind of this new phase of life being a dad, this challenge is awesome. I'm probably going to do this again. I think all that's left to do in this video is maybe roll some of those sample photos. If you are curious how the video turned out, I will be releasing a separate video. I don't know what I'm calling it yet, but it's kind of like a cinematic, Idaho January 2022 film, so you can check that out. That'll be all of the actual sort of footage in the video side, but I think from here on, let's just roll some sample photos that I got with this lens, and again, I think they turned out great. Anyways, guys, I'm going to leave you there for today. Hope you guys are liking these videos. Again, if you like the Panasonic S5, if you're curious about it, I make a lot of videos about that. I like making just random videos about photography, videography, music, that kind of a thing. So feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.